Shalom Aleichem Tmimim, Eim Alatam Alam Alatamim. So there's an interesting sikha. We all want to know what a chassid is, and especially, one of the most chassidim that we speak about was a Tugma Chai, an hour there for being a very special, unique, Lebedik, Avis Yisrael chassid, was a Mendel Futafas. Akadekach, that the chassidim who came out of Russia later, I think in the Lameds, so the Mendel came out Chav Daled. So obviously they came to see the Rebbe, but it was a big thing for them to see how the Mendel is by the Rebbe. But they remember the Mendel in Russia. Al Koponim, so what was special about the Mendel? So the Rebbe spoke about him. There's a Yud Shvat Chavshin Chav Beis when he was still in Russia. His family left already years before. And there's a famous sikha here, which I'm sure everyone knows, a very geschmacka sikha, a very important sikha, the sikha of the Arba Kitos by the Yam. What is the Arba Kitos? What was their svaras after Yetzias Mitzrayim, before Kriyas Yamsuf, when you're stuck after Yetzias Mitzrayim? It's a very reiche sikha. It's printed in Chel Gimel Kutas Sichas. You can hear it on tape. Yud Chav Beis. It's printed in Teres Menachem with some added artists from the Bilti Muga, which we won't go through the whole sikha. Very, very bekitzer. The Rebbe says that Rebbe Masber in Avodah, that the Mitzrayim means that you're Evet Tapare. You don't do what Hashem wants. You're stuck in Mitzrayim. Pari rules our life. Yetzias Mitzrayim means the Kabbalah Sa'el, Kibara Cha'am, to do the right thing. You could listen to Hashem, but your Tainuk didn't change yet. Because the Tainuk didn't change, it's only Kibara Cha'am in Peil Mamish. So therefore, Pari is still chasing you. Yetzirah is still chasing, because I didn't change inside. My Tainuk didn't change. And then when Pare chases you and you see the Yam, you're stuck. So there's 4 svaras how to deal with it. How to deal with the Velt, how to deal with the own Yetzirah. And very, very bekitzer, the Rebbe says, is, Lipel al Yam is you throw yourself into davening and learning, and you forget about the Velt, you forget about everyone around you, you don't care about anybody around you. The Rebbe calls it tzaddik and pelts. Then the other one is going back to Mitzrayim. You're doing everything right, but you're evid in Mitzrayim. There's no chayes, there's no geschmack. You're meshlepzich. Then there is you fight, you care, you fight with the Welt. Then there's you daven to Hashem and take care of it. And they're all wrong. The Nikud is vayiso, daven yiso vayiso, medav game weiter. You have to be poyel on Welt, poyel people around you, care about people around you. And without fighting with them, with a chayas and a simcha, and not only asking Hashem to do it, even though we have a strong amunah in Hashem, but the Eibishter wants us to do it. And to think what to get closer, a step closer to Bias HaMashiach, and to Gili Pinimis HaTeira. And when a person does that, he splits the Yam. He finds the keiches that he has, behelimin inside. And the 4 svaras are 4 svaras that, comes from our own seichel, and you need the bittul to the Eibishter, to Moshe Rabbeinu, to do what the Eibishter wants, even if it's usually things that you don't. It's heipich your teva, and it's heipich your what you think api seichel, and that's the Ratzon Elyon. That's the nekud of the sikha, which I won't speak about it now. Next sikha afterwards, the Rebbe said, and where do you see the inyan from a Rav and a Rebbe by his Talmidim? So the Rebbe said, there's a Yid there in Macheri Masachar Barzel in Russia with a full board. He's from Talmidim of the Nasi, and he's there for a few years already, and his wife and kids are not there. And he's chosen Avodah, which is Sheilel, all the 4 kittas. He could have sitting by himself and learned Torah and Davin, and be a tzaddik and pelts, and Al Pi Shechamada, because he'll do anything work. It's mamish, it's hakanas nefashos. They can send him away. So, but or he could daven the whole day, and he could do a mulchama with them, or he could do an avodah that he will gain from. But Peil, what is he doing? The Rebbe says he's doing an avodah. He made a mikveh for women, mikveh nashim, that he gains nothing from it because his family is not there. But because you see this is needed, so that's why he himself is doing it and did it. And even though he's gaining nothing from it, and even though he doesn't speak koach nefesh, and he has good tirutzim not to do it, this is what's needed to do. This is the gather of Vayiso. He's doing it with a simcha. And the question is, how will we become close to the Bias Mashiach and Gili Primus HaTorah? And it's a very interesting sikha here, that he has a chayis in helping someone else, even though he has every teretz not to do it. And the Rebbe, that's we saw about the Frierdiker Rebbe. He brings from the Rebbe Marash, and he was a Bal Yusurim Kipshutei She'ein Kamoyu. And whenever someone walked into the Rebbe Marash, he's always smiling, and not a fake smile, but a real smile. Also, but the Frierdiker Rebbe would say me also, even though he was Mechum with Peshe'enu, but he was Mekabel, each person would savor upon him Yafis, and he always demanded from others, from himself, from others, but with Alf Matech Simcha. Upon him, it's an interesting story that I'm telling the Sikha B'Kitzer. I read this lately, I think in Kfar Chabad in this summer. Rabbi Mendel Schapiro says this, that after that Mendel came out, 2 years later, so he was constantly telling him, or he asked him, the Rebbe spoke about you, and I want to show you the Sikha. Mendel didn't want to see the Sikha the Rebbe spoke about him. After he asked him, I think a few times, it's why you don't want to see it. So the Mendel said, because this was a Teichen HaDvarim. If I'll read the Sikha, number one, he might get yeshus from it. And number two, the Rebbe Amol speaks how a person is be'etzem. If he'll read it, he'll think the Rebbe means kipshute kamashmoya as a halchen thereby. And then it will stop him from going weiter. Imagine the Rebbe speaking about you. You want to see what the Rebbe said about you. He didn't want to see. In other words, l'cheira, this is the whole word of Vayiso. He wasn't looking farzich. He was looking vasmansich. And if you thought this is going to be farzich, it will take away from his chayas in doing. So the Mendel didn't want to watch the sikha. He didn't want to read the sikha. Something to think about. We should always hear Pesuris Tevis, eine von der andere, Teva Nira Vanigla, and the main simcha should be the simcha of the Geula Amitas Vashlema. Seid gesund und Pesuris Tevis.